Good morning, everyone. Match 10 of the 1975 Cricket World Cup on Brian Lara Cricket on PlayStation has been played today. It was a match between Australia versus India at the Oval. In Group 2, the winners of this match would go top of Group 2 and continue their full 100% record. This is what happened today. Well, that was the outcome of the match. India won the toss, selected a bat on a hard pitch, similar pitch to what Sri Lanka played 315 and Kenya played 296 on. It was a hard, pacey pitch, but the overhead conditions played a part. But India took the gamble and elected to bat first, and they were hugely disappointed. I mean, pretty ordinary performance from Farooq Engineer, his first bat of the tournament. He was out for 13. Gavaskar 30 off 60 deliveries. He's not had a good tournament. None of them have really had a good start. Human Gaywad 15, 36 for sorry, I'm trying to find the first names of these people. Kunapa, Vishnath. I mean, in Priresh Patel, who was man of the match for his 49 not out in that run chase against Holland the other day up at Nottingham. He got 57, he looked classy, 57 off 60 deliveries. He is without doubt their best batsman at the moment. He is definitely most classiest. No one is in form whatsoever. And remember, they put on a fourth wicket partnership with 89, but the run out of Gundabha Vishnath changed the game, and they lost their final 7 wickets for basically, let's do the maths here, 60. They lost their last 8 wickets. They lost their last 7 wickets for 67 runs. 12 for Enkaf Solkar, 13 for Abid Ali, 8 for Madan Lal, 25 for Mohamed Almanaf, who backed, or Mohinder Halmanaf, who batted down the order at number 9. 4 for the captain, Shuri Venkakarian, and 1 not out for Beshan Bedi, who played his first match of the tournament. They played with 2 spinners. Let's have a look at the bowling figures. 13 for naught for Greg Chappell, 19 for naught for Doug Waters, 16 for naught for Ian Chappell, 34 for 1 for Jeff Thompson, 46 for 3 for Ashley Mallet. He got whacked for 70 runs the other day against Sri Lanka. He looked a lot better today, more control, more variety, and really turned the ball pretty well. 55 for 2 for Max Walker. He sent off. He got the wicket of. 55 for 2. There was a situation where he got the wicket of Enkaf Solkar after he dropped him, and then he edged 1 for 4, and then he got him the next ball, bowled him, and then he sent him off for a few choice words. We wait to see whether he's getting banned. But look at that at the bottom. 3 for 34 for Dennis Lilly. Dennis Lilly didn't take a wicket against Sri Lanka. As soon as he caught Madan Lal, I think it was. Let's just go back. I'm sorry, I need to double check this. I don't want to get it wrong. Madan Lal was caught through in break. That was his first wickets of the tournament. And then he bowled with real confidence to get Mohinder Almanaf out and Venkakarian out. 3 for 34, his first wickets of the tournament. So he's now going to have an average, which we'll check later on. 222 all out in 48.2 overs. Australia, well, they struggled for the first 15 overs, but they recovered pretty well. And as soon as Alan Turner reached 50, it just all went wrong for them. Alan Turner was dropped on 61 by Farooq Engineer, which proved costly, but I do think it wouldn't have proved too much. Didn't follow up his 50, Rick McCloskey, but he made 12. First runs of the tournament for Ian Chappell. He got 31 and then played a poor shot. But 59 not out for Greg Chappell, his second 50 of the tournament, but a second century of the tournament for Alan Turner, 125 not out of 124 deliveries. His second century of the tournament, back-to-back hundreds to follow up his 110 against Sri Lanka in the opening match. He scored 235 runs in 2 innings in this World Cup, and he's the leading run scorer. He looks absolutely sensational. 227 for 2. They chased it in 38.4 overs, slightly less quicker than the West Indies. It was exactly the same target that the West Indies were chasing a few days ago against the rebel South African 11. And they chased that in 38. They chased 223 in 38.1 overs. This took Australia 38.4 overs. Bowling figures, not much home to write about. Abidali took an early wicket, but he was expensive. 58 for 1, 40 for 0 for Madan Lal, 48 for 1 for Mahendra Harmanath, 39 for 0 for Shuri Frankie Cohen, and 42 for Beshan Bedi. Nothing there for the Indian bowlers. India are not in good form in this tournament at all. The match summary at the end of the day: India won the toss, elected to bat, all out for 222 in overcast conditions. A disappointing performance. Australia 227 for 2. Australia winning by 8 wickets and winning 38.4 overs. Man of the match for the second time this tournament, Alan Turner, for his 125 not out of 124 deliveries. He's got 235 runs in the tournament so far. He's the leading run scorer. And at the moment, he's definitely the contender for player of the tournament so far. 7th century of the World Cup so far, so it's turning out to be a batsman's tournament, you'd say. We'll go have a look at the statistics. Tomorrow's match, battle for Australia, top of the group, by the way. They still keep up their full 100% record, so them and the West Indies lead the way. United Arab Emirates against the rebel South African 11 tomorrow. Both of them at the foot of the table. UAE will be desperately looking for their first win. If UAE lose that tomorrow, then it's almost certain that they'll finish bottom of the group and probably won't get a single point. Rebel South African 11 hoping to put in another spirited performance like they did against the West Indies. They'll probably be slight favourites to win tomorrow of their attacking stroke players. But let's have a look at the star players, both Australia and India, in this tournament so far. Sorry, I just need to... Just wanted to clean the camera there. So, actually, I don't think I saved it, did I? Did I save it? Yeah, sorry about that. I had to sort of clean the camera because it seemed a bit blurry to me, so... I think I've said this before, but my hand aches when I'm holding this. It's very difficult holding a thing when you're trying to do 2 things at once. Hopefully I don't make a mistake or anything, but otherwise I will have a meltdown. Yeah, it's fine. Right, let's have a look at the star players now in this tournament. Actually going to start off with India. Well, this is what the averages look like. Look at that average. But we're actually going to have a look at the averages for the Indian players first. Start off with Abidali. 13 with a bat and 32 with a ball, 2 wickets in 2 matches. He's not had a good start. A first batting performance for Farouk Engineer, averaging 13. He's had a disastrous start to the tournament, but let's have a look. Sorry, I've gone back a bit too far. There's Dennis Amiss there. First 3 wickets of the tournament. First wickets of the tournament for Dennis Lee's average. He's now got an average. He's averaging 25 with a ball. He'll look to improve as the match goes, as the tournament goes on. Still no sign of Gary Gilmore. The 2 pitches so far, which Australia have played on, have both been flat and haven't suited Gilmore. He will probably play against the likes of Rhodesia and Holland just to get some practice in. He won't play against England, I'm almost certain about that, but he probably will play against the Dutch and against Rhodesia, depending on the conditions. He'll probably get picked anyway, even if it is a flat pitch. Still no batting average for Ross Edwards. He's not really been needed in this tournament, even though he's played 2 matches. First runs, he took 2 wickets in his opening match. Didn't take a wicket here, but he's obviously Ian Chappell is a batsman. 31 runs today, averaging 15, so he's got his first runs of the tournament, but still he's had a pretty slow start to the tournament. He looked pretty good before he got out, but look at this average. 235 runs in 2 innings, a high score of 125. He got 110 in his first match. Batting average is 235. It is comfortably the highest batting average of the tournament. I mean, the next highest average is, well, Glenn Turner's got an average, hasn't got an average, but he hit 172 in his opening match. If he gets out, he'll get an average as well. The next highest average is 87 from Clive Lloyd. So pretty sensational moment. Looks quite a decent batting tournament. They've got 3 batsmen there in the high 50s. So here about 64 and 87 for Clive Lloyd. And they've all played 2 matches, but that will change as the tournament progresses. So that's the match report for match 10. Tomorrow, UAE against Rebel South African 11. Match against associate members, that could go either way. UAE hoping to continue a much improved batting performance as they produced against Kenya in what was an absolute cracking match a few days ago at the Oval, where they hit 274 for 9 in chase of 296, and they just fell short. Kenya producing a wonderful performance. Rebel South Africa 11 got brilliant batsmen, attacking batsmen that played at county level in England. People will be looking forward to that. But until then, for the match report of match 11 of this Cricket World Cup here in England between the United Arab Emirates against the Rebel South African 11, we'll see you all for the next match report. Until then, bye-bye.